Wait, Denmark taxes income over 55% and still makes billion-dollar profits? That sounds like a contradiction. In most economies, high taxes are seen as a death sentence for innovation in business. But Denmark flips that logic on its head. It's one of the world's wealthiest countries by GDP per capita. It has some of the happiest citizens on earth, the highest employment rates, and world-class healthcare and education. Somehow in this tiny Nordic nation, high taxes don't slow growth. They fuel it. So how does that work? And what can the rest of the world learn from it? Let's start with the numbers. Denmark's top marginal income tax rate is over 55.9%, one of the highest in the world. And they impose a 25% value-added tax, VAT, on nearly all purchases. So you'd expect businesses to flee, right? Wrong. Denmark's corporate tax rate is just 22%, lower than the US and Canada or even Japan. That means entrepreneurs and businesses keep more profits and reinvest more. And here's the twist. While individuals pay high taxes, employers don't get hit with crushing payroll taxes. That makes it cheaper to hire. The result? A thriving labor market with one of the highest employment rates in the OECD, over 77%. This tax model is not random, it's strategic. It shifts the tax burden to consumption and personal income while encouraging companies to grow and hire. Its taxation is economic fuel, not friction. You don't become rich by collecting taxes, you do it by building great companies. And Denmark has mastered that too. Let's look at the three economic giants quietly powering Denmark's $400 billion economy. First up, Novo Nordisk. Founded in 1923, this pharmaceutical titan is now the global leader in insulin production, supplying over 30% of the world's insulin. In recent years, Novo Nordisk's success exploded with Ozempic and Wegovy, drugs that treat diabetes and promote weight loss. The company's market cap now exceeds $350 billion, making it the most valuable in all of Europe. Then there's Maersk, the shipping behemoth. Founded in 1904, Maersk now moves around 14% of all global trade. That's nearly 1 in every 7 products shipped across oceans. With over 700 ships and advanced logistics infrastructure, Maersk is more than a shipping company. It's a vital gear in the global economy. The third pillar is Vestas, a wind energy pioneer. Back in the 1970s, Denmark took a massive gamble on wind power. Today, it pays off in spades. Vestas is now the world's largest wind turbine manufacturer, exporting to over 80 countries. Thanks to companies like Vestas, over 50% of Denmark's electricity comes from wind alone, a global benchmark. These are not flukes. They're the outcome of decades of long-term policy, public trust, and investment in innovation. You might think a dynamic economy would make people insecure, but in Denmark, it's the opposite. They've built a model called flexicurity, a blend of labor market flexibility and strong social security. Here's how it works. Companies can hire and fire with minimal restrictions. They stay agile, competitive, and lean. But workers who are laid off, they get up to 90% of their previous salary for 2 years, plus free retraining and job placement services. That means no one's stuck in dead-end jobs. Workers stay productive, re-skilled, and confident. And employers? They're not afraid to hire. It's a win-win. Businesses are free to adapt, and workers feel secure, knowing the state will back them up, not leave them behind. None of this would work without trust. Denmark isn't just economically efficient, it's socially cohesive. Public trust in government is over 70%. Denmark is also ranked the least corrupt country in the world by Transparency International. People pay taxes because they see the benefits. Clean streets, modern hospitals, great schools, and affordable childcare. The result? Some of the lowest income inequality levels in the developed world. Denmark's Gini coefficient is 0.28, and because public services are high quality, people feel a sense of belonging, a shared sense that we're all in this together. In most countries, taxes feel like a loss. In Denmark, they feel like an investment. Of course, even Denmark isn't immune to modern challenges. The country faces a rapidly aging population, with nearly 20% of its citizens over age 65. This puts strain on the pension system and healthcare. Immigration is also reshaping Denmark. Since the 1980s, immigration has driven nearly all population growth. While it helps fill labor shortages, especially in healthcare and construction, it also brings cultural and economic integration challenges. Denmark has responded with a work-first integration policy. Benefits are often tied to employment, and skilled migration is fast-tracked. Meanwhile, cities like Copenhagen face rising housing costs and labor shortages in tech and green energy roles. But Denmark is adapting. The retirement age is gradually increasing, public services are going fully digital, and AI is being rolled out across healthcare and administration to fill workforce gaps. This is what makes Denmark different. Not perfection, but preparation. So what's the real takeaway from Denmark's story? First, it's possible to have both economic freedom and social security. Second, long-term planning beats short-term politics. Third, and maybe most importantly, trust is the currency of a healthy society. Denmark shows that if people believe the system is fair and transparent, they'll support it, even when it means paying more. And in return, they get a society that works, not just rich on paper, but stable, healthy, innovative, and deeply connected. This was Denmark's quiet economic miracle. It won't work everywhere, but the principles behind it, those might just change everything.